Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Wednesday, the 28th day of May. Here we go. So if you stay up the entire night of Shavuos, then you're going to have some interesting questions about Brachos in the morning when you didn't go to sleep for the whole night of Shavuos. Here's why. Usually in the morning, whenever you wake up, a lot of those morning brachos that you make in the morning are based on the feelings that you get of appreciation, wanting to bless God for helping you open your eyes again and see, helping you take your steps, helping you notice the time of the morning. Each bracha that we say in the morning is about the feeling of, I just woke up, I'm glad to have my shoes, I'm glad to have my belt, I'm glad to be able to walk around, and all those kinds of brachas are for that feeling. Well, you're not exactly experiencing that feeling if you were up the entire night. Therefore, the best thing for you to do Shavuos morning, if you really were up the entire night, is to go over to some other person who slept for at least a half an hour or more. He is eligible for making the brachos of the morning because he slept and he's experiencing that feeling. And you can, what they'll usually do is have him stand in front of the shul and have you and everybody else crowd around him so they could hear him carefully say the brachos and answer amen to all of his brachos. And we hold that hearing the brachos, shomea ke'ona, hearing them is like saying them, answering amen especially. It's like you said them yourself. So therefore we gather around one person who is saying the brachos and he says them for us all. But a couple of nuances for you to note, and that is there are some brachos of the morning that are not supposed to get an amen after them, and that's because they hook right onto instantaneously onto the next paragraph, and they're not really done when they feel like they're done. I'll explain to you what I mean with an example. The bracha of Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam hamavir sheina me'einai usnuma me'af apai. That's the bracha where we say, God who has wiped away sleep from my eyes and things like that. That bracha does not get an amen right there because that's not the end of the bracha. The paragraph of Vihi Ratzon that follows it is attached to it, and then the bracha that's at the end of the Vihi Ratzon paragraph is the chasima. It's like the seal at the end of that bracha. Therefore, if you are one of those people listening to the brachas of the morning guy who slept a little bit overnight, and he's saying those brachas, you would not jump in and say amen at that point, because that amen is not really the end of the bracha. You'd say at the end of the paragraph of Vihi Ratzon where it's more appropriate, because that's officially the end of the bracha. The same thing happens at the end of the brachos on Torah. Those ones there's three of them, all attached together, all about Torah. The amen really happens at the end of those, and jumping in the middle would be an abrupt break in the middle of the brachos that are attached. You should just watch carefully to those. Stand next to someone who really knows what he's doing in the morning and watch when he says amen and say amen along with him. Or maybe you'll have a rabbi who's clearly explaining it to everyone and make certain that that happens appropriately. While I'm on this is not exactly a halacha, but so often it happens that the person saying those brachos for everybody, I don't know if he's shy, embarrassed, or whatever, but he often says them very quickly, and he doesn't necessarily do the pauses right, and people don't get all the amens in, and they don't hear every word that he's saying, and that's not so good. You should really, if you're helping set it up, make sure that you have a person there who is appropriately saying each bracha, enunciating them, saying them clearly, so that everybody could be shomea ke'ona, hearing them, okay, but totally hearing them because he's saying them clearly, and then it's like they said those brachos. If you're in charge or a macher, somebody important at your shul, try to make certain that the person saying the brachos is getting it done that way instead of the fast gobble way that they sometimes say them, and then people can't fulfill the shomea ke'ona because they really didn't hear all of those brachos. Thanks for logging on, and log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.